Sometimes we forget how powerful our crochet hooks can be. Not just for creating cute toys like this, but actually to create a real change in this world. In today's video, I want to share with you 7 different and beautiful ways you can actually use crochet to give back, connect with people, and bring some light into others' life. Believe me, your crochet creations matter way more than you think. The first beautiful thing that you could do is donate your amigurumi. Hospitals, foster homes, shelters. I mean, there are so many places that accept your handmade toys with open arms. Your amigurumi can bring light and some comforts to you, especially to kids going through some difficult times. I actually listed a couple of places that I have found on the internet. I already knew one from Brazil. A friend of mine, a huge friend of mine, participates in this project for a while. And honestly, this was how I started with crochet like 10 years ago. This project was something that really got my attention and I thought it was so beautiful. So I have the names of a few projects here that I want to tell you, but I will list all the organizations in the description of this video. The first project that I want to share with you is from Brazil. This project is called Octo, from octopus. And this initiative is really interesting because they collect amigurumi crochet octopus to donate to premature babies because the tentacles resemble the umbilical cord, which provides some comfort to the newborns. I think this initiative is super beautiful. I told you, I have a friend that donates a lot to this organization, but I have seen this kind of thing all over the world. And if you know more organizations like this, please share in the comments because I think it would be awesome to share this with the whole community. And actually, I just had this idea. This was not in my script. This was not in my plans. Just watch the whole video. And if you have knowledge of any other organization or things, beautiful things that we can do with crochet, then you let me know in the comments because I'm thinking about creating some sort of blog post and a glossary where people can check and I can link the project with the country. I think that way many people can help different places. I think this is a good idea. But talking about those projects, I've seen some in the US, one called Stuffed Animals for Emergencies, like the acronym would be SAFE. They also collect amigurumi toys for kids who are also being through some traumatic situations. And in the US, I found 2 other projects that seem really interesting, one called Operation Gratitude, and the next one is called Project Linus. And this one is really interesting because they collect not only amigurumi but also blankets. So it's not only for us amigurumi lovers, people who crochet other stuff like blankets are also welcomed. Children in hospitals and shelters. So I think this is a very good initiative. I also listed 2 others in UK and Europe. One is called Octopus for a Premier UK. So the idea is very similar to the project that I mentioned before in Brazil. And another one called Knit for Syria. They accept toys, blankets, clothing. So all these initiatives, they are amazing. And I would love to have a full list of this thing. So regardless of the country that you are, let's do this good action together because this would be really awesome. And just so you know, this is not even, again, related to the video, but I mentioned that I'm thinking about creating a blog post and you might be thinking, where is your blog? I still don't have one. We are working on it. But this is something that really ignited my willingness to start my blog. So perhaps this will be my first blog post. And I hope everyone gets really excited with this because I am. I think you can see how excited I am. Well, the second beautiful thing that you could do with crochet is teach someone. And you don't even need to be an expert to start teaching. You all know that teaching is my passion. I constantly say here in this channel, I have a whole background in education. This is pretty much a huge part of me. I'm a teacher. I just finished my master's degree in education here in Finland, and I moved to Finland because this country is so well known for like such an amazing educational system, and I wanted to have this degree from Finland and get to experience the whole educational system here. But this is something that I love. I do believe that you do not need to be an expert or have thousands of degrees to teach someone how to do something. You can share your knowledge. I mean, I love when I hear feedback, when I read your feedback, like, oh, I started teaching my niece, I started teaching a friend. I was at the university like a couple of months ago because I just finished my master's degree. And one of my colleagues at the university was like, I want to learn how to do something. I need a hobby. And I told her, do you want to crochet? I can teach you like in between classes. And she loved it. She was like, oh my God, she's a huge Winnie the Pooh fan and she wanted to crochet a Winnie the Pooh just for her. So I think crocheting is something amazing and you can teach other people regardless of the knowledge that you have right now. Knitting, for example, is something that I learned from a former colleague from my former job as an air traffic controller. I wanted to knit because just out of curiosity, this was the wedding gift that I gave to my guests in my wedding. Every guest in my wedding received a scarf that was knitted by me and my husband because we both knitted everything. It's pretty amazing, but I can share this story with you in the future. And I didn't know how to knit, and I wanted to give this gift. Was a few years ago. And she said, well, I can teach you. And she taught me. She's not an expert. She doesn't know thousands of stitches in knitting, but she taught me and it was amazing. It was something that we did while watching movies and TV series for a long time. We knitted for years because of this idea that we had for our wedding. So this is something amazing that you can do for other people. And another curiosity, I think I'm sharing a lot of interesting things because I do have a lot to share with you. My mom was not the one who taught me any kind of craft. She is so into crafts right now and I'm so proud of her. She was one of those people that were like, oh, I'm not good with crafts. I'm not good with knitting. I'm not good with crochet. I'm not good with painting. She thought she was not good with anything. I think I'm getting a bit emotional with that one.
Oh, don't cry.
And she wanted to help me with my wedding stuff. And she was like, what can I do to help you? And I said, Mom, there is nothing to help me. I am handling everything by myself. And she was like, but I'm your mom. I need to help you. And I said, well, I need to crochet scarves. I need to knit, scarves for everyone in the wedding. And she said, you've got to be kidding. You know I don't know how to knit. And I told her, well, if you want to help me, you learn how to knit. And she learned how to knit. I taught her the early stages of knitting. You see the chain? Like my colleague from work taught me how to knit. I taught my mom. My mom was in love with knitting. She started knitting for everyone in the family. And then she used like, not scrap yarns, but small balls of yarn that was like leftovers. She started knitting those things to donate in the winter. And now she's into crochet. And I'll never forget the moment my mom told me, teaching me how to knit was the best thing that you did. So really, I think that this is something that we all could do. So we'll have more and more people into the craft. Even if it's crochet, knitting, embroidery, whatever. Idea number 3, gift with intention. Giving a plushie that reminds a person of their dog or a doll that reminds a girl of her favorite character. These are things that can be so meaningful. And I think those things can be so powerful. Again, I have another story to share and I hope you don't get bored with all those stories. I once was invited to a 15-year-old girl party. And this girl was quite rich. It was very nice. I met her in a dancing class. She's a very nice girl. And I remember that me and my other friends that were invited to this birthday party, we were like, my gosh, she already has everything. What are we going to gift her in this party? We don't know. And I remember that my friends were like, I have no idea because she's rich, she has everything. And I told you, I met her in our dancing class. And in one of the dancing choreographies that we did, she performed Merida from the movie Brave. from Disney, and she did a beautiful choreography. She was amazing dancing, and I had this idea. I will crochet Merida and I'll gift her. One of my friends told me, oh my God, you rocked it. It will be her most beautiful present in this party. Well, she was very happy, and then we went there to the party, and after 1 or 2 days she messaged me on WhatsApp and she said, Bianca, the doll is amazing. Did you do it yourself? And I said, yeah, I did. It was not one of my patterns. I purchased from another designer, a design that I think is super beautiful, and she was like, this is one of the best gifts I have ever received. It's not something that you went to a mall and you purchased in 5 minutes. This is something that you carefully thought to gift it to me. You probably thought about it for weeks before my party, and it means a lot. And that's it. That's the point. Because I spent like a long time thinking about, how can I surprise this girl? How can I make something that will be meaningful to her? And I spent like 1 week crocheting the doll, like in between jobs and studying and all the things that I'm always so busy. But I found some time to do that, and she was so happy. And I am sure that she will keep that gift forever, and she will always remember me and the efforts that I put into this creation. And this is something that only handmade items have. This is the power that our craft has in the world.
I'm so philosophical today.
Idea number 4 is donate supplies to schools or community groups. If you have a lot of yarn, your yarn stash is growing in your home and you have no idea where to put everything, you have duplicate, crochet hooks, you have more crochet hooks than you ever need in your life, perhaps you could donate to after-school programs or community centers. Unfortunately, and this is something like a common knowledge, art fund is usually pretty low in a lot of places, and a small donation might make a big difference. Think that perhaps a couple of skeins of yarn that you don't use anymore might be the start of someone else's creativity, and it could lead them to an amazing journey. Idea number 5, build crochet circles, online and offline. I think that all over the world, people are looking for connection. Talking about myself here again, because I want to give you this example. I am also looking for connections, nowadays mostly offline than online, because I'm not living in my home country. I'm in a different place. You all know I'm from Brazil. It's been 2 years actually, time flies, that I'm here in Finland. And of course I know some people here, but I left my whole family and my childhood friends and the friends that I made throughout my life in different activities, dancing classes, for example. I left them all in my home country. So I would love to be part of another community here. And if you perhaps are in that situation, it would be awesome for you to start building that with craft, with crochet. And again, it does not need to be something super complicated. It could be a monthly meetup, a virtual hangout, or even a group chat of crocheters in your area that you can just like grab a cup of coffee and crochet. I am new here in the city that I'm living, and that's why you see it.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry for my voice. I'm just recovering from a sore throat. It's not that easy for me to record today.
Well, you see that I have a whole new scenario here in my apartment. It's just because I recently moved. It's been 2 weeks that I'm living here in this place, and I'm still getting familiar with yarn stores and all the places that exist here. But I am sure this is a big city. I'm sure there will be a few groups to hang out. I have seen that when I travel to other countries. Last year, I remember that I went to Denmark and I went to this yarn store, which was so crowded. I was surprised, but there were a lot of people that you saw that there was a whole community. People were entering the store and they purchased yarn. They grabbed a cup of coffee, a croissant, for example. They sat in small groups and they started talking while crocheting and knitting. You saw that people entered the store and they started greeting each other. And I was like, I sat there for a few minutes. I would say like 30 minutes to an hour, because the place was so crowded. I couldn't stay there for that long to work, for example. But it was beautiful to see this store full of people that knew each other, and it gave me the impression that this was something that they did regularly. This is amazing. I really wish I find something like this around here, because I would really love to be part of a community like this. Sometimes we cannot do this offline, but we can always find a group online, which is amazing. I started calling Bianca Flakes. Now it's my Patreon community, which I do the Bianca Flakes. Each week I give them updates and behind the scenes of what is going on in the crochet, in the business, and what I'm doing, the projects and everything. I shared everything with them. But it all started on Instagram, because I was like building this group of people that were there with me, and sometimes we scheduled a virtual hangouts. I would say like, let's grab a cup of coffee, and it was a 1 hour and a half chat where we literally had a cup of coffee or tea, a crochet project in our hands, and we were talking about what are we crocheting, and simply talking about life and food and anything. It doesn't even need to be only crochet related, but having someone to talk while crocheting, while the other person doesn't feel weird, I think it's something amazing. You know what I mean. Idea number 6. Support small businesses in the crochet community. And what do I mean by that? Well, instead of buying from Amazon your stuff, you could buy from other fellow crocheters and small businesses. There are always some small stores in the neighborhood, and buy from them. This is a good way to make good in the craft and in the crochet and support the whole crochet community. I'm not only talking about amigurumi patterns here, which you know is the whole focus of my business and what I do. And of course, this is good to support artists like me. But I'm talking about small things like the yarn and the accessories. I already shared that I think finding accessories here in Europe is quite hard. In Brazil, it was something that easy.
Okay, now it was better.
There was this store in Brazil. They sold yarn, but also some accessories. And one of those stores, I think they make amazing accessories. And the amigurumi glasses that they do is handmade by them, which I think is amazing. The quality of the products are amazing, and it's completely handmade. So I buy the accessories for my amigurumi from another person that handmade this product. So I'm supporting the whole community, and you make the wheel spin, you know. And I think this is something that we can do not only with crochet, we can do with everything. I saw, and this is a parenthesis here that I want to share with you, I saw a huge growth of this idea of supporting small businesses during the pandemics. I remember that I saw lots of posts on social media, and people were talking about it on TV and newspapers and on the news in general. Like, people prefer to purchase from small businesses than from big stores because of the pandemics. Lots of people losing their jobs. So instead of buying pizza from Domino's or purchase a hamburger from Burger King and McDonald's, people prefer to purchase from smaller local stores. And I thought it was amazing. And I remember as if it was yesterday, I told my husband, I hope people don't forget this moment. I really hope people don't forget to keep supporting small businesses when the pandemic's over. I would say that for 1 year to perhaps 2 years after the pandemic ended, I would say 1 year, people still had it quite clear in their minds. But unfortunately, I feel like they started to forget about it. And they don't, I'm generalizing when I say they, which is never good. I don't like to generalize things. But you see my point. I think lots of people started to forget about this. So last example that I'll give here, again, I'm talking too much, but one of these days I wanted to gift a friend of mine in Brazil, and I went to Amazon and I didn't find anything interesting. And it didn't have like meaning, perhaps because I'm an artist and I like to have meaning in the things that I gift to other people. The shipping was expensive, the products were not that interesting. So instead of doing that, I contacted a local craftsperson, which is also a friend of my sister-in-law, and she handmade like breakfast baskets to people. I ordered one of those things for my friend and she was so happy, and I was happy because of course I gifted my friend, which was something that I wanted to do, and I also supported a small business owner. And this is like small things that we can do for a better world. And the last thing, okay, I promise you, and before I give you the last idea to make a beautiful world with crochet, with craft in general, well, I told you before, if you want to be part of an online group crochet community with amazing people, I need to advertise my own Patreon community, which I'm so proud to have so many amazing people there. I mean, I'm so thankful for each and every person because they really support each other also. I love when they start talking to each other. Of course, I love the support that they give me. And I'm not only talking about money here, because for me it goes beyond that. I love the support when I'm feeling down and not creative and people like, or when I get sick and I cannot make the things that I wanted to. And they're like, oh, don't worry, we love you. We love your work. We are here regardless of the fact that you cannot do this week, and don't worry. The support that I receive is amazing, but I also like the support they give to each other whenever they're like, this is the last amigurumi, and everyone compliments each other's work and give ideas, and I think this is amazing. So if you want to be part of an amazing group of crocheters, the link for my Patreon is also in the description. But the last thing that I want to share with you, the last idea number 7, inspire through your platform. And it doesn't matter if you have 100 followers or 10,000 followers on Instagram or any other social media that you have. Whenever you post, whenever you share your stories, you're inspiring someone else. I didn't believe in that, and I already shared too many stories in this video, but I receive, and I constantly receive, so many beautiful messages that inspire me, and some of them I screenshot, and I have a folder in my computer called Beautiful Messages with all those screenshots. People sharing their journey or how much I encourage them to try and to be better, and I think it's beautiful. It's really powerful, and it was something that I found out in my journey as well. I am crocheting, it's Amigurumi, it's been 10 years. Crocheniacs started before the pandemics, it's 6-7 years already. It's pretty amazing how much we can inspire through our art and our journey. Okay, but now we reach the end. And of course, I would love to hear from you. Have you ever used your crochet to help someone or brighten another person's day? Please let me know in the comments, share your stories with me. I do want to hear your stories. Sometimes I don't have time to answer them all, and I do my best to answer all of you, but I read every single message. So please share with me if you have beautiful stories, or if you have different organizations you'd like to share from different countries. I really want to make the list and the blog post that I shared with you in the beginning of this video, because I think this will be a very interesting to share with all the world. Thank you so much for watching. I'll leave you this video now because I think you'll like it too.